In today's video, I'm going to show you my giant chocolate protein pancake, and it's only 3 ingredients, so I'm sure you're going to love it. Let's go. Hi, I'm Aleksa. I'm a dietitian, sports dietitian, and nutrition coach. Welcome again to one of my recipe videos. Now again, before we get into today's recipe, remember to subscribe and ring that bell so you can stay in the loop. So today's recipe is kind of similar to the previous pancake recipe that I did make before. You can click up here to watch, where it's just 3 ingredients, normal kind of, normal flavored pancakes. But today we're going for something different. We're going to make big pancakes, here, giant pancakes that are chocolate flavored, using the same principle of 3 ingredients. Okay, so it's going to give you a different twist, a different way to eat things. Because remember, with nutrition, sometimes it's not just about what you eat, but how you eat it. And sometimes changing how you eat something has a different effect on how your body perceives it. Weird thing, but it just works, okay? Plus, maybe sometimes you're strapped for time and you just want to make a giant pancake and get on with your day, okay? Rather than focusing on each individual pancake, because yeah, it'll save you a bit of time, I guess. If you're really, really busy, if you're an athlete on the go, this could be a viable choice for you. So without further ado, let's show you the ingredients to show you how to make this very easy recipe and do a good old taste test and break down the nutrition for you. Let's go. Okay, so as you can see here, technically it's not 3 ingredients, but I'm not counting this as one ingredient. It's just an extra to make the pancakes a bit more fluffy. But what we're going to be using is quite simply some good old chocolate protein powder of your choice. I like using this chocolate powder for recipes because it's a blend, so it's not quite as, it's better than the whey isolate in my opinion. Then we'll be using 1 banana. Now, ideally, you want to be having a ripe banana, but I didn't really have a ripe banana on hand. This is ripe enough, but the more ripe, the more sweet it is because of the way the banana changes when it ripens up. But 1 banana, either way. Then we're going to be using about 2 eggs. Okay, 2 whole eggs, because the previous recipe we did use egg whites. I'm going to be trying with the 2 eggs this time. And like I said, some baking powder, just a little smidge, just to give them a bit more airiness and a bit more fluffiness. Okay, so they're the ingredients for this recipe, so let's whip it up and show you how it's done. So this is the way we're going to be making it. We're going to be blitzing it up, as always, in my good old trusty Ninja blender. Okay, so we're going to blitz up the ingredients, and that's going to be our pancake mix. Okay, and then of course, then we'll just cook it up. So, let's go. Okay, so we got our trusty scale here ready to go, as always, because we're going to be measuring this. It's flexible dieting, okay? We've got to be precise. So the first thing we do is we throw in this banana. Okay, just break it up and throw it in there. It's all going to be blended up anyway. Okay, just do that. Chuck the peels. Then we're going to just break these 2 eggs. Okay. Now what we're going to do is put in some of the protein powder. Okay, there we go. Scoop. And then we're going to be putting in just a half a teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, so that's ready to go, so let's go blitz it up. And this part is obviously self-explanatory. Okay, turn the thing on. Okay, so here we go. The mixture's all ready. Now, so what we'll do is heat up one of your fry pans. Okay, ideally a large pan. This is not as big as the one I used to have, but we'll give it a go and see how we go. But a large fry pan, heat it up on, the normal kind of heat you use for pancakes. And then we go. We just cook them the same way we cook normal pancakes, except we're using a bigger spatula because this is going to be a bit more work flipping that big one. Okay, so we'll do our best. Okay, so I've got the pan here. I just sprayed it with a bit of cooking oil, okay, just to give it a bit of coating, make it non-stick, obviously, and use a bit less oil than you otherwise would. So it's quite simple now. So depending on the size of your pan will depend on if this goes by 1 pancake or whether this goes into 2 pancakes or whatever. I was kind of hoping to go for 1 pancake, just make 1 good old big pancake, but we'll see how we go. I'm not going to overfill the pan because I'm not going to be able to cook it properly. So I have a feeling it might be 2 because this is a smaller pan than I would otherwise use. But let's give it a go. Okay, so usually you'd portion out individual portions, obviously like a 1/4 cup portion for individual small ones. So if you want to do that, 1/4 cup each for small ones, you can do the same thing. Today we're doing a big pancake, okay? pour it in there. Just kind of watch it spread so you can see. So I actually reckon we could do a big pancake, one big pancake today. Let's give it a go, okay? Even if you stuff it up, I'm sure it's going to taste okay. So there we go. If your pan is a bit bigger, so this is about, I think, a 24 centimeter pan. If yours is bigger, this will obviously work even more effective because you know you're not going to be clumping up too much. Okay. So now what we do is just you wait until you see the rim, the outer rim of the pancake kind of crisp up a little bit, but also so you can see little pockets of air and stuff come through on the top. That's when you know it's getting closer to being ready to flip. Generally speaking, with pancakes, as you know, it's kind of like that first one. You burn the first one, the rest are good. With this one, we just got to hope that the first one, which is the only one, is going to be good. So we'll give it a go and see how it comes out. We just kind of go by feel, okay? Just go by feel, make sure it's not too much high heat, and just do your best to do it and flip it, obviously. But yeah, so basically I'll kind of skip to when I'm flipping, so you're not watching me just wait for it to bubble up. I'll go from there. Now just quickly, something I didn't mention that you could do if you want, is could grab something like this. I don't have a lid at the moment, so I'm just improvising. Obviously you'd have a pan lid, but what you do is just cover it. Okay. And let that kind of cook the top as well a bit, so when it comes to the flipping, it's a bit easier to do. But you don't really have to, it's up to you which way you do it. I'm actually gonna give it a go without this today to see how I go. And then that way you'll know. If it doesn't go well, then obviously the lid is the way to go. On second thought though, I did decide to reduce the lid a bit because, like I said, I'm working with one pancake. Okay, so I think this is ready to flip, okay? I can see it's risen a bit, okay? I can see it's a bit more firm. A little test. So let's do this go, okay? Ooh, this is gonna be very, very high level stuff, okay? Mission Impossible stuff, let's see how we go. I always like to work the spatula around a bit just to make sure that the edges aren't stuck. So the last thing you want is to try and flip and it just goes everywhere. Just work it, work it. You could use two spatulas for this. I'm gonna try my best. Ta-da! I think that's the best I could have done, okay? Okay, so what you do now is you can clean up the edges a bit. Clean up the edges a bit. And then we'll let that cook, okay? So now let that cook for another minute or so, because that's all it needs on the other side just to cook it up. And we'll plate it, okay? I'm actually happy with the outcome of that. It looks very chocolatey. And you'll see what topping I'm gonna be putting on there. It's gonna make this extra chocolatey, extra delicious. Okay, so this is ready to serve, so let's just get it out. Actually, we'll do it the other side, it's a bit nicer. There we go, done, okay? So that's the pancake done. So now what we're gonna do is show you what toppings we're gonna put on, do a taste test, break down the macros. Okay, so this is what we're gonna be using some Hershey's chocolate syrup. Now in Australia, we don't have the sugar-free variety. So if you're in the States or somewhere else in the world where you do, use that and you'll have less calories, of course. This is all I had available in terms of Hershey's. There are other available kind of low chocolate syrups, but I wasn't as much of a fan of them as I would otherwise like to be. So we're just gonna use some of this, okay? A little bit, you know, it's gonna go a long way and it's not gonna hit your calories out too much. So what I'm gonna do is put about 30 grams of this. So I've got my scale there ready to go. And just get it going. Obviously I'm not being artistic with this. We're just trying to get some flavor on this pancake. So there we go, 25. There we go, 30, done. Okay, so what we'll do now is eat this. Okay, here we go. As you can see, hopefully you can see that nicely. The big old giant chocolate pancake with obviously chocolate syrup on top. Now you can have any kind of toppings you want. I just chose chocolate syrup to make it more chocolatey for today's recipe. You can even add chopped chips into your pancakes, which I do sometimes to give it some extra oomph, okay? You can use yogurt, which is a great topping. You can use fruit, which is a perfect topping. Maple syrup, okay, like a low sugar version as well. Any topping you want that you would otherwise put on pancakes will work on this. But now we want to see the taste test. It's been a while since I've had one of these giant pancakes, so let's see how we go. Yeah, it's just like the sensation of eating a pancake with just a hit of chocolate. You can tell it's like a protein version of a recipe, of course, but it still tastes so good, okay? You're never gonna get the exact same taste and texture as a normal pancake that you would make with like all the all the high calorie ingredients. Now, there's nothing wrong with that either. The thing that people get confused with flexible diet, especially myself, is they think that just because I show these these low calorie recipes, that I'm just promoting only eating low calorie versions. No, if you enjoy your normal pancakes, have those. This is more just an alternative if you want to kind of have it more often, so you're hitting your macros and hitting your calorie targets a bit more effectively. You can have the normal style stuff as much as you really want, just make it fit and eat an overall healthy diet. But yeah, this is going to fill me up, because this whole thing is going to really fill me up, and it tastes great. Have this for breakfast, and your teammates and friends will be jealous. Taste-wise, it's a hit. Okay, so that's not a problem. Now let's see what the macros are like and what the calories are like, because that's what you want to know. So I'll break it down a bit first in terms of just the pancake, and then I'll talk about it with the topping additional. So with just the pancake, okay, just that one big ass pancake, we're looking at about 394 calories. Let's round it up, 395/400 calories. Depending on the protein powder you use and all that sort of stuff, it's going to be different, but about 400-ish calories. So not too bad for a breakfast. In terms of the macros, you're getting 39, or let's round up, 40 grams of protein. So a big hit of protein, you can't go wrong with that. About 13 grams of fat and about 35 grams of carbs. So it hits all the nutrition spots. It's not too high in carbs, not too high in fats. It's plenty of protein, and the calories aren't extravagant. Okay, it's just the difference is that the usual batch would have multiple small ones. This one has a big one. It's just a different way of presenting it. Now, if you were to add the chocolate syrup, the one I use specifically, of course, any other topping will be different. You're basically adding just another 70 calories or so, which will give you an extra 19 kind of grams of carbohydrates and some fat and stuff. So it's just extra bit of calories, about 70 calories extra for the one that I talked about. So it'll give you closer to the 500 calories for the meal. Still pretty good, okay? Still pretty good. So just the pancake itself is around 400 calories, about 40 grams of protein, which gives you about, a good hit of protein, okay? There's no two ways about it. So what you need to do now is you need to try this for yourself, okay? I want you to try this recipe out, post it on Instagram or Facebook, and show me your creations and tag me at the Calorie Dietitian so I can see your creations. And let me know, did this recipe kind of entice you? Did you enjoy today's recipe? Let me know below in the comments so I know if this recipe has been something you've enjoyed. And of course, as always, subscribe if you haven't already done so you can stay in the loop with all my videos, including recipe, including educational videos, nutrition information. And until next time, hope you stay safe, stay classy, have a good one, bye.